Without our sponsors, without our partnerships, like you all right here, we couldn't do the work that we do every day. And it's a lot of work, let me tell you. If you ask our staff, we make them work. This is not work for the light. This work gets heavy, and in these times, it only feels right to address the things that are going on in our society today. And like my manas have taught me, shout out to my manas. You don't hold back, you say what you feel, and you mean what you say. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about our community and the changes our community has gone through. Growing up in Southwest Detroit was nothing short of an adventure. Like most of my friends, we were all second, third, fourth, or like myself, sixth generation Detroiters. Mainly Mexican and Puerto Rican. Most of us didn't speak a lick of Spanish, except for a couple words like leche, which is milk, or chones, which is underwear. We grew up in a time where our grandparents and parents were looked down upon for speaking their language. So the only time we heard Spanish in the household was when they didn't want us to know what they were saying. And even though we're from a mostly Latino community, Southwest Detroit is the most diverse community in the state of Michigan. So it wasn't uncommon to be hanging out in a multiracial group. 3 Mexicans, a couple Puerto Ricans, a couple Arabics, a couple African Americans, and a white boy named White Boy. And they were all Latin counts, which is a gang in Southwest Detroit, if y'all don't know what that is. We figured out diversity before the rest of the country did. And there was always one African American kid who spoke more Spanish than all of us somehow. Because when you grow up in Southwest Detroit, everybody's just a little bit Mexican. My community's gone through several changes in my lifetime. One of the biggest happened during the 80s, when disinvestment happened in our community. Crack started to take over, and and gangs from Chicago started to come in, and the war on drugs began. At that time, my mom, Angie, she was the youth director at Latino Family Services. Yeah. Those are the old heads right there. So her working at Latino kind of made growing up in the middle of a drug war seem not so bad. And for those of you who've come to our galas before, you've heard me talk of the stories of us jammed in my mom's gremlin, the blue gremlin with the red door, 12 deep, while it was raining and no windshield wipers working, and a kid hanging out the window, grabbing the windshield wipers, trying to clean off the window so my mom can get kids home safe after program. Seatbelt laws weren't really laws back then, so us being lapped up 3 on top of each other really didn't matter. Or the note on our front door where it said no kids before 11 a.m. or after 6 p.m., which really didn't work because there was always kids in our house no matter what. And even though we had those good times, we lost more friends than I could count, or that I couldn't count because of the pain that it caused. And then a change happened. A single mother who was tired of bearing children got together with Father Duggan from St. Anne's, a couple other community members, got the leaderships of the gangs together, and was able to call a truce on Devil's Night, which then turned to Angel's Night after that for the city of Detroit. And people like Frank Venegas hired those young people, and our community found peace. It made Southwest Detroit what it is today by finding that peace. The biggest commercial district in the residential area in the city of Detroit. Come on, give it up. While people were saying the last person in Detroit turn off the lights, Southwest Detroit thrived. While the city's population shrunk, Southwest Detroit grew. And new residents from all over Latin America started adding diversity and soul to our community. We're not like Chicago. We're not like New York, where Latinos are separated. Here we live together. We thrived together and became an example of what an immigrant community can do when left alone. This community was built by the hands and the hopeful hearts of immigrants. Families came here looking for opportunity, seeking dignity and safety and opportunity. Immigration doesn't weaken America, it fuels her. Studies show that immigrant-owned businesses generate over $1 trillion in U.S. sales every year. And Detroit immigrant entrepreneurs are twice as likely to start a business than their U.S. resident counterparts. The spirit of resilience lives here in Southwest Detroit. And then a change happened. Our residents and our community is now under attack. Not from gangs, not from drugs, but from those leaders who are supposed to protect us. Our families now live in fear of raids, fear of deportation, and fear of being separated from their children. My children live here in this community with me and go to school less than a mile away from here. And during dismissal, masked men came up and were snatching parents in front of kids getting out of school, terrorizing elementary age students. Our society is judged by how we treat the most vulnerable. We have leaders that lead through hate, lead through divisiveness, and lead through fear. This is not strength, this is weakness. This is cowardness. And there's nothing more dangerous than a coward with power. We, the people, are under attack. And Jesus reminds us, for I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me a drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me in. To lead with love is true power. To lead with love is not weakness. For it was the power of love of a mother who was tired of bearing children that stopped the gunfire in Southwest Detroit, not the National Guard. But today our children face another type of gun violence. During my kids' first week of school, my son came to me and said, "Papi, What happens if I get shot in school and killed at school? My son is 9. They had an active shooting drill at school that day. My biggest fear of the day is the times that my kids are supposed to be at school safe and learning. When children are not safe while they're praying in church, we the people have a problem. Every day in America, 12 children are killed by gun violence and 32 more are shot and injured. Gun violence is the leading cause of children in American youth. Our generation's children are growing up believing classrooms, concerts, and places of worship are not safe. This is not the future they deserve. The Gospel of John tells us the thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. I have come that they may have a life of abundancy. Our children are meant to have an abundant life, not funerals before they see adulthood. And yet, while our families and our youth cry out for hope and solutions, too often our political leaders turn us against each other. Instead of uniting us, they wield fear and resentment and division. They talk of us versus them, forgetting that the greatest strength of America is all of us together. I do not want to live in America where the great Maya Angelou is stripped out of libraries and Mein Kampf is allowed to sit on a shelf, where education and health care is meant only for those who can afford it, where freedom of speech is only free when you agree with me. We are here today because we know another way is possible. We know that in Southwest Detroit, a place where Arabic, Spanish, and English flow side by side, the murals tell story of resiliency, and every block holds both promise and pain. Unity is not an idea. It's our lived experience. Let us be the ones who declare that no child should fear a classroom, that no family should fear separation, that no people should fear one another because of the lies of politicians. Instead, let us proclaim that we will invest in our youth, support our small businesses, and embrace our immigrant neighbors. We demand leaders who heal rather than divide. As the Apostle Paul wrote, there is neither no Jew nor Greek, nor slave nor free, male nor female, for we are all one in Christ Jesus. Southwest Detroit can show America what unity looks like. We can show that love is stronger than fear, that hope is stronger than hate, and that community is stronger than division. Thank you. Thank you. So, I have been blessed to be a leader of many leaders. Every day I walk into this building with a group of warriors, of God's warriors, that does God's work. And I would like to acknowledge those warriors right now. If you can, as I call you guys, please stand up. For my executive team, behind every strong man's stronger women, and I got a team of strong women behind me like no other. For my executive team, can please stand up. My sister Anita. Said I, my sister from another mister. Anna, another fierce one. I don't know if you're even in here. The rest of my executive team, please have a stand. My money team, where you at? Jennifer, Dahlia, Sam, Miguel and Carmen, please have a stand. My housing team, Juan, Gadoleve, who gets people into new homes every day, who fights against the slumlords who are trying to take advantage of people every day. Juan has been here for over a decade and has been kicking ass every day that he's been here. To our sister organization, Mi Poder, please stand up. Even though you're not our staff, you are our team. To my sister, Yashira, and her parenting team, please stand up. Yashira's another one who's been here since she was a teenager and is now leading our programs, helping parents and mothers find a way to care for their children. To our family response team that we created, that has been here since January, that has been fighting the immigration fight that is happening right now, helping families who are being deported and stripped away from their children. Please stand up. They're helping their families stay united, helping them keep their houses and their businesses. To my community violence intervention team that's led by Julian Gonzalez, please have a stand. Julian has been here since he was 8 years old and is now the head of our community violence intervention program. They've done over 24 conflict resolutions and mediations this summer. That's 24 less gunfires, 24 less people killed. They give hope to those who didn't have hope coming home from prison. My sheltered workforce guys, where you at? Richie, Kevin, Daniel. Daniel's another one who's now leading our sheltered workforce, who's been here since he is 14 years old and is now leading our community, helping old people who can't help themselves and helping people gain skills and gain a job and come home to something with pride, to help a man feel like a man when he can't earn and they're told that they're nothing. He helps uplift them. Daniel, thank you for your work. Emily and my adult education team. Emily is one of the greatest teachers you will ever see, and her team speaks to it every day. Her students are here jamming the classrooms before and after, and they don't want to go home. And to my community organizing and advocacy team, who spends their days fighting the policies that are put against us, who stands in Lansing time and time again fighting for what's right, making sure our people are voting, making sure our people's voices are heard. This is what true community development looks like. This is what God's work looks like. This is what Southwest Detroit looks like. This is what Angie Reyes' legacy looks like. Thank you. Love you too. I don't know who said that, but I love you.